Hello and welcome, Bargain and Sabine Gaming. My name is Rich. We're playing a little Citizen Sleeper. Most of our drives are done. I need energy. I'm just going to stop since I have the money. I'm going to stop over at Emphasis Stall and buy some fungus. Go out to the cordon. Fairly certain that's where, there we go. Peak. Even before you reach the cordon, damage obvious. The blinking red lights, the drones, the tugs are all gone. Half the cordon's frame has also been shorn away, perhaps through the impact of some failing ship. People push past you in the corner, both Haven staff and contractors clearing the cordon. Try to speak to them. You're met with suspicious looks and scattered warnings, but little else. From the equipment being carried out, you suspect that this is no relief effort. Havens are pulling out of the section of the station. The further you pass into the cordon, the less people you see. You can see a few sections have been closed off. The bulkhead doors sealed and red warning lights punctuated in corners, but otherwise, most areas seem functional. Suddenly, you feel a hand fall on your shoulders. Haven security? You should have known better to wander into this place. You brace yourself as you turn. Sleeper peeks wide eyes greet you as you turn. The cordon, they glance around, panicked. It's gone down. Briar and Eshe are still in there. Do you think she did this, or perhaps Havenage messed up? She started pulling you towards the edge of the cordon. We should find her. What if it wasn't her or Havenage? What are you saying? Something hit the station. Peak looks encouraged. Hit Sleeper, we'd all be dead if something that was the case. They paused. Maybe not an object, but a shockwave, a signal, an EMP would have taken out most of the station, but I don't know what you're saying, Sleeper. That doesn't sound. They look away down the corridor for a moment. Look, I have to find Ash. I'm sure you left something. You felt something, but we can talk about it later. You set off down the corridor. I can't sit around talking any longer. Find me in the flotilla. I'm going to find a way to Ash no matter what. With that, they rush away in the depths of the cordon, leaving you behind. Seems like you need to follow if you want to get any answers. Alrighty. Alright, let's find out what, I need scrap for passage. 2 scraps. I have no scrap. So we need to go out to the waste and you know, I could get it here, or I could just go back across to Rabiah's and get scrap, doing stuff for Rabiah, which I think is what I'm gonna do. One scrap. And this is gonna unlock something now. It did. Rabiah. Let's talk to Rabiah. This time you meet inside Rabiah's office, so now you've seen it. The office seems like the wrong term. You find her stood in an almost bare, shadowy unit. Midway through a sequence of stretchers, there are 2 low stools and a terminal in the corner. Assuming most space is taken up by a heavy punching bag, rubber matting, and a stack of weights. When Rabiah turns to greet you, you realize she's missing an arm. The prosthetic she usually wears is set in a cradle near the terminal, a web of colored wires running to it. Update, she says, noticing you look where her artificial arm uses nothing to wear herself with. Sorry, don't be. I am sure you've been on the receiving end of more invasive stares than I ever have. You both settle on the stools, Rabiah crossing her legs on top, sitting straight back. She told me you've been doing the rounds, collecting ties, crawling the wards. She smiled. Some of the enforcers are impressed, and I hear you handled a few difficult circumstances. Nicely done. I wanted to see for myself. If the stories are true. I see. In the conclusion, Still deciding. Well, Sleeper, please keep us updated on any progress. She smiled at the smile. Joking aside, I know for you, life on the eye has been a struggle. But I hope we can do something about that from here onward. Though some of our members may not see it this way, I know you are too a refugee. She looks at you solemn. This is why you have come to us. Enough, Rabiah. Sabine's voice cuts through the conversation. I'm tired of listening to your affected nobility. They crossed the room, Rabiah's baton in their hand, the end of it sparking electricity. I looks between the two. I suppose this amateur's another cooperating between you two. She looks strangely unfazed. No. They're acting alone. Sabine pauses, thrown off for a moment by your pronunciation. When it takes separating the act, she leaps from the stool and, feeding past Sabine, grabs the baton and twists it inward. She is by far the stronger. She pushes to her knee, plunging the crackling end of the baton towards her chest. They freeze there, Sabine struggling, crackling the baton from her skin. Stop. And you're supporting him, right? I ask you, her eyes leaving your lids as her seriously sweet. I thought you were more than Yannick's attack dog, her eyes. Are you not able to think for yourself? Maria holds the baton strong for a moment. You think she's about to hammer down on Sabine's chest. By her painful weight, she throws Sabine down instead, and she spins the baton in her hand, thumbing a switch and shoving off a single move. Now what? They both look at you, each catching their breath, as if they had forgotten about you and your presence. Ryan cracks like, you are lucky I didn't kill you. I would have every right, she shouts. The anger leaves tension more than a threat. Sabine let them see a little bruise from the fall. They roll on the side and cough. Rabiah gives them some space, sitting back on the stool. Sabine props themselves up on their elbow and fixes Rabiah with a hard stare. You have something to say, Rabiah taunts. Say it. This is your final opportunity, because after this, she laughs, no coming back. What's the point? She refuses to listen to criticism of the great Yadigan project. When I click her speak, she folds her arms and waits to be convinced. Sabine takes a breath, organizes her thoughts. They go to start. Eventually, they decide another approach. Eventually, they say, Yannick is a traitor. Her immediately flinches, her eyes going to her prosthetic arm, her muscles clenches, but she rides it out, more eager to prove Sabine wrong than she is to hurt them, at least for now. When I came here from SNR, they glanced at you, gauging your action. It was Yannick who was the one of the first to support me. They took after me. I should have known, but I was naive and afraid. Sabine turns to you. Sleeper, they take a breath. I know that I should have told you I worked for SNR long ago. I thought you would abandon me, and you are my final friend. What you should know is that I left SNR because I was running for my life. I leaked documents on the Sleeper program, on the illegal and immoral practice it relied on to the press. SNR wanted me dead, and I fled as far as I could to the stretch of beach at the edge of the surrogate system. Sabine stops to collect herself. What does this have to do with Yannick or Rabiah? The Sleeper knows you are an SNR. I told them what you have been beneath the cover of being a whistleblower. You and I both know you worked on the Sleeper program. Yannick told me as much. Sabine's face falls. It is true. They glance at you and then away ashamed. But it is Yannick, not me, who is in the pocket of SNR. Rabiah punches. I can prove it. He made some kind of deal to keep me here, to tie me up in debt, to lock me away. In exchange, just tell us for God's sake. In exchange for those, Sabine, nodding towards Rabiah's prosthetic arm in the cradle. He has been using Yannick enforcers, using you as test subject for SNR technology. I have the data to prove it. He has been bringing them in under the guise of stolen shipments and having me fit them, knowing each one is captured in data and sending it back to its makers. Rabiah's fixed expression has started to fade. Sabine, it's all here, thousands of hours of usage data, failure rates, error dumps. These are untested implants, rather. They could short out, fail, cause cascading failures across a person's body, and they have. I thought the error rate in the unit was down to them being stolen or modified. I've tried to fix hundreds of failures in my time, not all of them. They stood unable to continue. Ray closes her eyes, but then she opens them again and holds out a hand to Sabine. Show me, she says. Later, much later, when you leave, Sabine is still talking Rabiah through the manifest and usage data. Both of them crowded around the terminal as Sabine leads Rabiah through each of Yannick's betrayals. As you leave, Sabine catches your eye, and something passes between you, something like thank you or sorry, or something other expression communicates both sadness and hope. So that's 4 turns on that, or 3. 3 turns till that turns to another story thing. And that got us another another point, which I like. I have the 2. The only thing I can get for 2 is hard to kill. At this point, I don't really need to worry about my condition breaking. I think it's better just to save up for the +2 here or the +2 here, you know, and see if I can get one more die. Even though the drive isn't available at the moment, so I'm gonna go back down the other end over here and use those 2 scraps. I'm concerned that going across the cordon here will, I might cost 2 scrap every time. That could be, you know, expensive, but I'm gonna do it anyway. The flotilla. Oh, man. This one's the less risky of them. Okay, I'm not going to use the 2 here because that'll just, yeah. So, I don't think there's any good places to use it. I can always look like this. Look for, yeah, no. Our mushrooms need 2 more turns. Go to Havenage. Use that to extract the data. Just go sell that tambour right away. I'm rich. I'm going to go to our little hidey hole. Feed the stray. And end the cycle. Alrighty. Nothing's popping up right away, so we can safely end this here. Thank you all for watching. You guys want to see more Citizen Sleeper, or close to like having to choose an ending? I mean, I know there's a bit more with this cordon storyline. There was 3 different I don't know if they call them DLC, like continuations to the game. They added more content to the game for free, so you know. But I don't know if that has anything to do with the change in any of the achievements, like if it affects it all, or if it's just more story to keep you playing. If you guys want to see more of this, I think we're going to finish it soon. I'll try to move on to Citizen Sleeper 2, you know, immediately. I'll have to download it on my Xbox because it is free on Game Pass. This is free on both Game Pass and PS Plus right now. So if you like this, you want to try one of the other stories, I highly recommend it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'll see you guys all next time.